Hey guys, it's Yvette. I'm at a quilt shop called Material Obsession, and I heard about this quilt shop from Anne-Marie, who I will be meeting for dinner later tonight. I have no idea if they are going to allow me to film inside, but I will ask them because I am like a sweaty mess right now, just trying to get here. You have no idea. So I'm going to go inside and hopefully I get to film in just a minute. Hey guys, okay, so I'm back and I have been granted permission to come in. So I'm going to show you around Material Obsession and let everyone introduce themselves.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. I'm Kathy Doughty. Welcome to Yvette, who we just met. Oh, yeah. And we're going to rhyme every single thing we say the whole time.
We really should. We should at least go for that. Anytime you hear us rhyming, take a drink. Yay!
Well, we are at Material Obsession. We're just outside of the city of Sydney. And when you walk in, oftentimes people come in and they think this is the whole shop. But this is sort of where we display our colorful prints. And this is the kind of thing that as a designer I'm quite well known for, is working with lots of polychromatic prints. So, you know, we've got lots of Kay Fassett, Anna Maria Horner, some Aboriginal prints, and lots of different things. And you might be able to tell from looking at this wall that what we really like to do is create a great mix of different fabrics so that we can do quilts like this one behind Yvette. This quilt, which is called Windmills, just uses one little shape and makes a square. But it's a great example of a quilt where you can throw lots of different fabrics together and make a really dynamic, cohesive project. So we try to look for projects like that, and they might. This is an American girl that we found at market. The pattern's called Medusa, but again, it's using lots of different kinds of fabrics in a simple structure.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's really fun. I like to refer to Wendy Williams as my secret weapon. She's a designer that uses lots of wool felt. So this is her Travel Threads project, which was designed with lots of little 6-inch blocks featuring things from her memory and her experiences, either by the sea or having coffee or flower pots. But people really like this either for one little kit or to do the whole piece. And it's quite fun for kids as well. In almost all the projects that we do, whether it's stitching, appliquing, or quilting, we like to use the wonderful Eleganza Threads. This is similar to, say, for example, maybe any perlate, but it's got a really nice short turn, and it's a very high quality. So this is a beautiful project that has actually introduced me to doing stitcheries, because I never would have.
I actually have never seen this thread
product?
before. I have not.
Ah, interesting.
I have not, but that was the first thing I noticed when I walked in, though. It's beautiful.
Well, the colors are designed by Sue Spargo, and it's
Okay.
produced by Wonderfil, and they do lots of very nice quality threads. They also have a solid section, and then they also do the wool threads to match the
Okay.
wool felt. So now I'm interested in anything that expands creativity and makes you think, oh, what would I do with that? So this year I got some fabrics from India. Some of these are pre-quilted, some of them are patchwork pieces. I've also got lots of interesting geometric style prints.
Yep.
I quite like the idea of using these as maybe backgrounds or small pieces, but then we really sort of dive into your art galleries, your Alexander Henry, really vivid stripes. Really vivid stripes.
That's nice.
Yeah, so this is sort of a burgeoning little home deck corner, and we also just got this beautiful thing in, which I think would be fantastic for cushions on my brown leather sofa, or
Absolutely.
even this with some stitching done in the rows.
Yes.
So I guess that would be the theme for Material Obsession to me, that we like to look at something and think, what could we do with it? Like, for example,
yeah.
you didn't know I could talk so long, did you? These are
I knew you
Sashiko
had it in you.
panels. They're quite traditional looking. Most people do them with red.
I'm going to come a little closer
Yeah,
because
come closer
I'm having
and show this. Problem focusing.
No, it's just you can't see it if you're not
it's too
closer.
far
I
away.
think it looks better. Yeah.
So see this? These are the little pre-printed panels. They come from Japan.
And then you can just pick whatever
Yeah. So
thread you like.
I did these up with the Eleganza, and because it's variegated, it runs the colors through.
Oh yeah, that's
And it's
nice.
just a different way of looking at that. So that's been a really fun thing. This is another little get the mix kind of a pattern. This is by Natalie Barnes from Beyond the Reef Patterns.
I'm loving everything you're doing here.
Yeah, I love everything we do here too. That's what makes it so fun. We've got a lot of Laura Heine using the great big
I love that.
floral prints. And then walking down the hall. Now, I was telling Yvette that this building is a 200-year-old sandstone terrace, so it's got lots of history, and we believe we have a ghost as well.
Nice.
Yeah, he's pretty fun.
Awesome.
He pops up every once in a while.
I had a friend who had a ghost like years ago. We used to have fun with that ghost. He would do things for us, like make coffee, and it was crazy, right?
Well, I wish he'd make coffee.
Maybe he just needs to be trained a little bit.
I think that there's a little bit of a developing theme here. This is Stargazing, a pattern by Lynn Wilson, and she's used a lot of free spirit fabrics in strips and then backed it with shot cotton. Now, this is something that we do a lot here, which is using the shot cotton and the vibrant colors to sort of create a more sophisticated palette.
Right. Very nice.
Now that's tradition with a twist, isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
Those are giant yo-yos.
Yo-yos, yep.
Done just in basic solid prints. This one's designed by Blue Mountain Daisy, and she actually, this is our version of it. We just finished last week, but she actually won the Modern Quilt Show in Australia 2 years ago with this.
Very nice.
With that pattern.
That's very nice.
So, like all good quilt shops, this is a paper pieced project that is just sort of a sample to show you how to use the papers.
Very nice.
But again, mixing more contemporary sort of plaids and spots as backgrounds instead of just plain, and also using some sort of, because like let's face it, we all have reproduction fabrics in our stashes, and now our eye is more caught by the bright colors that we're seeing,
right?
You know, the more contemporary and modern style fabrics. So learning how to mix those two things makes our stash really valuable and really usable.
And it looks great.
My other I'll get ahead of you. My other very favorite thing at the moment is a black and white. These are Japanese linens, but you can see I've got spots and stripes and checks in all different sizes, and we're using this as a background with bright colors a lot now too, and it's really beautiful. Even so much as this really big one.
Yes.
It's very exciting. You can stitch in it.
I agree with you. Like anything you can do with the color, this kind of fabric totally like makes it pop. So it's it's been a great.
It's a great new evolution.
A little trend,
from quilter's muslin.
And hopefully it'll stay. For a while.
The
trends are always changing. So this is I like this one.
I'm not sure they change. I expect them to change a lot faster than they do. It's kind of, we see those, and in my position as a shop owner, I'm always looking to see what's coming next.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been working with this for a while, hoping that it would take off. And now, like a lot of people in our classes are starting to do it. So I think it's really good. But if I was to make a prediction about what I think is going to happen next, is that we've now pushed reproductions almost entirely out of the picture. So I think it'll be on the rise within the next couple of years. So don't throw away your reproduction fabrics. You're going to need them.
Yeah. No, I love them. I don't know. I find that as the quilting community sort of gets younger, it's changing faster. I don't know. I feel that way. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think you're right there. My business is 16 years old, and when we first opened the door, we had bright, colorful fabrics, and people would walk in and say, "Oh no, honey, this shop will never last. No one will ever want to use these fabrics." And fortunately, I didn't pay any attention to that. And I think now we're saying the same thing about reproduction. You're not seeing it. The distributors aren't selling it. Designers aren't making it. It's disappearing. And what we can't have, we want.
Right.
Short hair, long hair. Yeah. Bell-bottom, straight pants. I mean, we just keep going back and forth.
Because right now I do think the geometrics that you were talking about, I think that those are kind of coming in the forefront right now. I honestly, I'm not sure how I feel about that, because I'm not really a geometric girl, but I'm trying to open my mind a little bit more.
Well, having an open mind and looking at it and thinking, what can I do with it that makes it unique is the story. And that is important with reproduction. If they bring back the same thing exactly the way that it was, it might not take off. But if we look at it and say, how can we work this in with what's existing now?
Right.
I mean, I think you'll find that if you do a workshop with Kay Fassett, he's mixing reproduction in with his fabrics.
Right. And because he has to be relevant as well.
Yeah, it's about color and balance and movement and all these other different things. So, to me, that's what makes me a quilter, and I know I'll never stop, because there's always a different way to use the same thing, like music.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So this is sort of our basics room. You know, we tend to put our black and whites and our more solid background prints, and we have some pretty little pastel-y things as well.
I love how every nook and cranny is full.
Every nook and cranny.
It's awesome.
You're the only place we can swing a cat is in here. I do love that expression, swing a cat, but I can't tell you in the last 16 years how many times I've dreamt that I've walked into the shop and found a big empty room and thought, oh my God, why haven't we used this? I need more space, but in the interim, we just fill it up.
I think we all feel that way.
If you like the idea of that wool felt, this is a designer that Wendy Williams teaches 10 classes a month here, and they're all full to bursting. She's a magnificent teacher and a beautiful designer. So she does all these different quilts, and if you stroll through the internet, you'll probably see like Pieces of My Heart or her Around the Garden pattern or any one of these things because people really love them. I call her my secret weapon because she just never stops coming up with new ideas.
I do like that Pieces of My Heart. That's beautiful.
It's super fun. It's a super fun quilt to make. You just start
and even that, like the one with the fishes. I love the fishes. I'm loving. Yeah, you're right. Fishy. They're beautiful. But I like really, the color. So
they appeal. I love this one, making arrangements with the vases. So you know you can see it's playing with the high brights and then the. Notice the black and white check.
Right. Right.
I made her do that.
We won't tell her you said that. It's not going to go on the internet or anything. No.
She's too busy designing to watch the internet.
Well, there you go.
So the last thing I'll show you is a little bit of a sneak peek. This is my Seeds and Stem quilt that I made from my next collection for Free Spirit. So I like to look at my environment and pull elements from the environment when I'm designing fabric. So we have a grandiflora tree in our backyard, and these are just piles of sticks from the ground, and the fallen is we have an oak tree, so I just picked up the shape of the oak leaf on my driveway and called that one fallen. But it's also like in this woven, I love this woven print here, which gives you a really interesting background.
It looks like it's got depth in it, and it's beautiful.
And this is the one that everybody is, like at market, everybody's afraid of woven. Oh, what will we do with that? Well, I keep using it, and it's great when you cut it in sashing strips. It's great as a background. I put little yo-yos on it. It's just, I'm thinking it's going to be the best one in the whole collection.
Right.
But that's always, I mean, if I use something, if I find some people can't use something and I use it, then everybody wants it and it doesn't exist. So
it's beautiful.
And this is also quilted with the Eleganza.
Oh, okay.
So I tend to use 3 or 4 different colors. In this one, I did sort of a random thing. I picked up. I think you can see.
Wow, hand quinting. That's.
Oh, if by choice, I would hand quint everything.
You would hand quint it. Great.
I just love the texture.
Beautiful. Yeah, no.
And the looseness of the stitch is intentional too, because I find that if you over quilt it, it's not as comfortable. So this would be really good on the sofa. You'd still want to cuddle with it.
Right. Right. You're right. It's true.
So yeah, we got lots of things. We got the Bianni patterns and things. So we're trying to work
People love the Bianni patterns.
Oh,
so
she's so hot right now.
Yes, absolutely.
I know, they're fantastic and easy to make. Her zippers are really good. The instructions are really easy. All the materials it's one-stop shopping for all the different...
She might be mad at me right now, though, because I was saying, well, can we get them on PDF? Like, would you ever consider doing them on PDF? It's got so much paper. And I don't want paper, I want fabric.
Yeah, it's a constant question.
But yeah, I know.
This is the one I wanted. I took this home to make on the weekend, but I forgot. The yoga mat.
Very nice.
I love that idea.
You know what? Her patterns, I mean, really, she deserves all the accolades she gets because her patterns are great.
Well, and as a shop owner, I really like the fact that I can get all the doodads right from one place. Oh, I want this pattern, and my rep shows me all the different things, and then I have all the different things here. And so you don't have to search around and go to 2 or 3 different places.
Exactly.
It's
that
very
true.
Little corner there, that's my wall of fun. I really like working with shapes, triangles, wedges, all different kinds of things. So I think if you've got a shape, you can cut accurately and sew accurately, and that makes a lot of difference.
And people love notions. I mean, as much as we love fabric, we also love having new notions, like just new something.
They're great if you use them.
That's true. I do have a lot of rulers that are collected dust right now. But I have them whenever I finally get to sew.
Don't look at that basket.
Okay, you won't look.
I've got a lot at home too, but I do tend to use them, and I like to find one and then really explore. Like I'm doing this might be interesting to people. I'm doing a workshop at Quilting by the Lake called Taking Shapes, and we take the 60-degree shape, and in the workshop I show you how all the pieces go together and then encourage you to do your own designs and to design your own quilts within the structure of the workshop. And I've taught it a few times at Empty Spools and at Sisters in Oregon, and people really enjoy that. So if you haven't done that kind of thing and you're interested, look at Quilting by the Lake. It's in upstate New York.
Awesome. That actually sounds, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, you should come.
It sounds familiar. Like I think I've heard of that shop before.
Well, Quilting by the Lake is it's a workshop, a week of classes in Oneonta at a college. So you stay in the college dorms and do classes in the classrooms and eat in the cafeteria. But every night they have different lectures. And one night we go to the Schweinfurth Art Gallery Museum to see some sort of a quilting exhibition. So if you like to just dive into a week of just quilting, it's a fantastic experience.
I would love to dive into a month.
Come, you can do my class. I'm doing Organic Appliqué, which is my new book, and Taking Shapes.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, I'm so excited that I came here. You're so personable. I love it.
Well,
not everyone is like that. I'm telling you, you got something there.
I'm in it because I love it, and it shows. You're a quilt like. I'm an Australian now because of quilting and because I met people and I instantly had something to talk to them about, and I'll never stop appreciating that and sharing everything that we know. It's good.
Yes, it is good. Great. Well, it was really lovely meeting you.
Thanks for coming in.
I think I'm going to take everyone down into the classroom, if that's okay with you.
Oh, yeah.
And just kind of show them around.
Don't film going down the stairs, though, because they're
I might
200
fall.
years old and very narrow. I know. So, yeah.
That would be just like me. I would go tumbling.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll check back with you guys in just a sec.
Okay.
Designed by Kathy.
It's in Mixing Quilt Elements, my last book.
Mixing Quilt Elements.
So it's got a little bit of liberated piecing, some raw edge applique, and if you like, you can do it quilt as you go.
Really?
Yeah. That's a really fun workshop because everybody sort of creates their own space in the woods. They do books or movies or friends or children, and it's a very fun storytelling workshop.
This is really, really pretty quilt.
Thanks.
And it's got like some applique in there.
It's really good for using the stuff under your sewing table.
Oh.
You know, all your little scraps.
Yeah, all your scraps.
This is another quilt from Mixing Quilt Elements. So this is one that I teach a lot because it's really about using big scale prints.
Oh, that's nice.
And again, this is using that idea of more subtle, shadowy colors in the background, allowing your bright fabrics to be the hero, so you actually can see the line in your quilts. It's also quilted with perlite. This one's really lovely to handle.
Ooh, I just touched it, guys. It's lovely. I would totally sleep with it.
That little quilt up there is designed by Irene Blank, and this is something that we do a lot here. We did that as a block of the month, and we used a lot of Denise Schmidt fabrics in there, where Irene designs it using lots of really pretty colors, but her designs are so beautiful that we love to take them and then sort of material obsessionize them and make them bright. So we've run that a couple of times. It's been really popular.
I really love that border.
And did you see the quilt that's on the wall that Helen is doing?
Yes.
That one is
lovely too. We got to show you guys everything.
This was a program we used to run a long time ago called Block Party. And so we would just teach a skill every month and talk about how you create line using warm and cool colors, or how you all different kinds of things using contemporary fabrics. Miniaturize my fractured quilt. Actually, I kind of want to do that again now. That was using the Marty Michelle log cabin ruler. So as you can see, some are skinny, and some are wide.
Yeah, there's a lot of log cabin going on right now on Instagram, because they'll have a lot of people who are involved with, they'll get involved with a swap, and then everyone gets interested in it.
Yeah.
And then it's
time to look at that kind of stuff. And I never noticed before, but that's sort of a structured log cabin, and then this one down here is a wonky log cabin.
Yeah, wonky. Yeah,
Juxtaposition.
There's nothing I've seen in here yet that I don't like.
Oh, good.
But I'm a bright color girl too, so I love that.
I know. I always say I'm going to do something with quiet colors, but I never do.
It's really beautiful. Okay, so now we're at this quilt.
So that's Liberty Fields, which is a quilt that I made, I think about, maybe 10 years ago. And Helena, who we like to refer to when she's folding Block of the Month kits as Cinderella. She's down in the dungeon. But she's remaking it using Anna Maria Horner's Conservatory collection and Jen Kingwell's Looking Forward. I think it's just coming up beautifully. Really, really pretty
really
mix
gorgeous.
of high, strong colors with softer colors.
I just wish I had enough time to make a huge quilt like that. That's it's beautiful.
Well, it's very doable. It's very doable.
I think in my head it's not doable, and that's why I get sidetracked.
It's all about the discipline of your time, I think.
Yes.
I plan my work for the week on a Saturday so that when I come home tired on a Monday, I can pick it up and do it.
Right.
So when my head is clear, I plan what I'm going to do, and when my mind is muddy, I just do what I planned. And that seems to get me through a lot. This little stack here, these are sneak previews of quilts from my next book, which is coming out this month. Let me show you this one. This is my Overgrow quilt, which is also done in the my Seeds and Stems collection. Yeah.
Wow.
So organic, because you can put the applique anywhere you want. You don't have to follow a very specific placement. And if you wanted to change the flowers or use something else, you can put that in there. But I discuss all the different ways of creating line in your quilt and all the techniques for fussy cutting and doing like these sort of funky organic stems.
It is quite gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
I love this one.
I love people who have vision like that.
Well, my vision was the original quilt, and then I redid it in this one. I thought they were exactly the same, and then we hung them on the wall, and everybody said, "Oh no, they're not the same."
No.
It's not good. That's the point of the book. But anyway, there's lots of good fun stuff in there.
Awesome. That is, it's beautiful.
It's always nice to have somebody that comes in and sees everything with a fresh new eye, because we're so deeply
That's true.
embroiled in it that we just see it as what we are. We forget that it's different.
Yeah.
That's another quilt in the book, the Boro Appliqué.
Yeah. That's really pretty too.
So that again was using, that's using raw edge and the Japanese Boro stitching for the flowers, and then using just some other scraps and pieces that I had in my studio, and I just threw them all together. And I think that's it's very unstructured in its assembly, but it still has a thread holding it all together.
Well, the way you put it together, it looks 3D. I mean, it looks like the flowers are coming out at you. From back here it does, and then, but it's not.
Well, it does have a lot of depth.
Yeah.
To me, they just look sort of 3D.
Yeah.
I like that. It's beautiful. It's really pretty.
So it's really quiet down here without a class.
Yeah.
Normally you can hear everybody talking and chatting and laughing all the way upstairs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and close on this lovely quilt over here that Cinderella's working on.